A lot of small and even medium-sized businesses contact us and ask us whether or not there's software solutions to help them keep track of all the various costs that go into a project. Because a lot of companies, especially small businesses, are worried about losing track of those expenses against the projects that they do. They want to make sure that they bill everything that they can. Well, we've got the perfect solution for those companies, and it's Sage Simply Accounting 2011, the enterprise version. The reason why is because the new version of the Simply Accounting software allows you to keep track of all the different costs against those specific projects. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The easiest thing first to do is to go into your customers, which is here, customers and sales, and actually look at a sales invoice. I'm going to open up one here. Now, if you use accounting software or if you use Simply Accounting, you'll be familiar with this screen. I'm going to go and choose a customer. Here we've got Alan and Betty Amos, and I'm going to go up to this little button here called Add Time Slip Activities. When I click on this, you'll see here that now what it's done is it's given me all of the different activities that we need to bill for this project. And I'm going to go ahead and select all of the entries and click Add, and it automatically generates my invoice. What's powerful here, we're not only getting employees' time, but we're also getting contractors' time as well. Let me show you how I set that up. If I simply go to my employees and payroll and I click on time slips, one of the advantages with Simply Accounting Enterprise 2011 is the fact that you can actually select contractor here as well. I click the contractor that I'm working with, I click the customer that I'm billing them against, and as you can see here, we put in what time they used, maybe what time we're billing for, and this last column is very important called jobsite. You want to make sure that you record the specific job for that customer that we created this expense against. The reason why? Because when we want to look at the job in total, we want to be able to find out whether or not we're profitable, and that's how we're going to be able to do it. The next thing that I want to show you is the ability to pick up all of the inventory items that you use for the particular project, because it's important that we bill all of these things back to our customer. Well, in this version of Sage Simply Accounting Enterprise 2011, we have the ability to do that, and I'll show you what I mean here. If I open up this report, which is JobSite Allocated Orders and Contracts by Inventory Item, you'll see here that for our project, the Amos project here, there's a number of different items that we've ordered against it. We want to make sure to bill those back. So now I'll go back to my original invoice that had all of our contractors and employees' time in it, and we'll also bill those products and services back as well. Now we've got our employees' time, we've got our contracted time, we've also got our inventory items and products billed back to that customer. So now you don't have that fear of losing those expenses against that particular project that you worked on. The last thing I want to talk about is budgeting. Because in earlier versions of Simply Accounting, you could only budget for one fiscal year. In the new version of Sage Simply Accounting Enterprise 2011, you have the ability to budget across up to 5 years. And that's important because, well, we're looking at a construction company today, and let's face it, many of these projects do expand more than 1 year. Let me show you how it works. So I'm going to open up JobSite Budget by Period, and here you can see we've got our current fiscal year for our Amos project, but we've also got our budget out many different years as well, up to 5 years in fact. And this is important because not only have we picked up all of our costs and our expenses against that project, but now we're going to be able to keep track of it over the long term and make sure that this project is profitable. So for all of those businesses out there that are concerned about whether or not they're picking up all of their expenses, especially with so many companies these days that are using outsourcing instead of hiring employees, you're going to want to look at a software program like Sage Simply Accounting Enterprise version 2011 to be able to pick up all of that different information and keep track of it, and most importantly, bill back your customers for it.